Alright, hi. Hope you're having a nice day. My name is Lauren Tobiloba. I'm your host for today, and I'm going to be talking about the tasks that I completed for my program today. I started off with my listening task, and that was on listening to God. So, that listening task broke down a lot of things that we need to understand to enable us listen to God properly. And why do we need to listen to God? Why do we need to listen to God? Why do you feel we need to listen to God? I mean, if you've lived your life at all, you've ever experienced that, I wish I knew. It goes without saying why it's important for us to listen to God. Right? So there was a metaphor, or let me just call it an imagery, since I don't know how to use metaphor, right? So there was an imagery that was used, and then it goes thus. Imagine an aircraft from above watching a car, someone driving a car. Imagine how clearly that person is able to direct the one driving the car, how precisely they are able to get to their destination and avoid obstacles because of the instructions from the one above. So it's something similar. When we are led by God, things become very easy for us. So you see, the thing now we're hearing God is, it's not like God doesn't speak to us. God always speaks to us. The problem that actually comes up is that we particularly do not listen, and then it's not like you just don't listen. There's another analogy used: your conscience. Your conscience, as we all know, judges you on what you do. It's what makes you know right and wrong. Everyone has a conscience from when they are born. This conscience judges you. It's one of the way God speaks to us. So now, one of the things that happens for people who claim not to hear God, they have over time repeated behaviors, habits of killing their conscience, blocking it off. So it feels like it doesn't even exist again. They can't remember how it feels to feel guilty about doing something wrong. So there's this verse, John 10:10. Me looking to God knows where. Alright, so there's this verse, John 10:10, and for the sake of being accurate, alright, just give me a bit of time. Yeah. It would have been better for me to write this down prior, but pardon me. So, John 10:10. Yeah? Come on, it's nice to be that way. Okay, I think I'm getting closer to it. Come on. Okay, so I've gotten what I was looking for. Is John 10:12. The hired man, who is neither the shepherd nor the owner of the sheep. Sorry, that's not it. Okay, let me just use what I'm sure of. John 10:14. I am the good shepherd. I know my own, and my own know me, and have a deep personal relationship with me. Okay, so being a good shepherd, my own know me, and then I know them. What does that mean? We have to first of all belong to God for Him to even speak to us. In John 8:47, don't worry, this one I'm sure of it. So John 8. John 8:47. Yep. Yes. Whoever is of God and belongs to Him hears the truth of God's words. Alright. So you see, you have to belong to God first before you can hear His truths. We're getting somewhere now. So remember, I said people keep on ignoring their conscience. They ignore their conscience, ignore it. It builds up. So they become used to ignoring their conscience. Now, that is the life of the unbeliever. But as the believer, you surrendered your life to Christ, you have submitted your life to Him, you belong to Him. John 8:47. You now allow Him to be the shepherd. You allow Him to lead you. That's why you can hear His voice, because you belong to Him. You're His sheep. That's John 10:14. Alright. So these are some of the things you need to do before you'll be able to hear God. Something else that we need to understand is man wasn't created to function without God. Let's go to Genesis, though I can't be specific with that because I don't know where it is. But you see that God always came in the cool of the night to fellowship with man. There was a constant renewal of that presence of God in the life of man, because man wasn't created to function without God. Now, I think I've put some things in your heart, giving you some nice things. So I'm going to go to my reading task. And my reading task was, oh boy, I had so many insights, but unfortunately for me, I'm a bit pressed for time. I probably shouldn't have said that in the video. But my reading task was I had a lot of mind shifts. It focused on bringing me to the understanding that I do not have to feel I don't have to feel bad for putting myself first, basically, because it was about me prioritizing what was important for me, and then not feeling guilty that I had to tell someone no. So one of the important things for us to understand with this is, when I tell you no for a task you asked me to do because it clashes with my schedule, I am not telling you, the person, no. I'm saying no to that task. I'm not saying I hate you, I don't like your face. No, I'm saying no to the task. You're not the problem, it's the task. I can't do that task right now. I have something I want to do for myself. And then this thing is not always going to be easy. There are going to be people that, for some reason, don't know the kind of thing they used to bring them up when they were growing up. They just think that they can control your time like mint. But anyways, one of your very strong tools for interacting with this kind of people, I wish I could speak Yoruba way, but shall we is that something is obviously wrong with their head. One of the things that is going to help you when you're interacting with them is your boundaries. Why? Your boundaries help you say no before you even have to say the no. Example, a clown that thinks for some reason they come, let's say 11, and then by force I must follow them to go somewhere. Let's say I had a boundary of I must sleep 9 because for whatever reason I have to wake up. I don't have to say no, I'm already sleeping because of that boundary. I don't know if you're getting what I'm going to. Another instance where these things become important, prioritizing ourselves. Okay, not even prioritizing ourselves per se, but the one I'm about to use now. Being able to ask yourself, is this opportunity really worth it? Is this thing I'm doing now really helping me achieve what I want to achieve? We're going to talk about something called sunk cost bias. And what is that? Is the tendency of someone, after they have invested a big amount of money into an opportunity, to want to continue investing money to recover the initial amount of money that they put in. But the problem with this is that most times the opportunity is a black hole, but I run away. An example is the Norborn jet. I don't know if I said that well, but it was a jet that was capable of getting to destinations in less than half the time that a normal plane would take to do it. Now, what was the issue with that? It had limited seats. Both the US and France governments had put over $1 billion into it, and then it wasn't generating results. It was not generating results, but they didn't stop. They kept on throwing their money. They kept on throwing their money. An example of this, the one that stuck with me, is when you buy a movie ticket and then it's a shit movie. Like, you are doing rubbish. You are just doing rubbish. But then, because you spent money, you stay. You finish movie where the beginning, the middle, you no concern you. They just they talk nonsense. No, I don't say talk. But because you feel you have to get the value of that this thing, you waste your time and you watch that rubbish movie, whereas you could have gone and done something more sensible. It's not necessary. Another way that we can look at things and then prioritize what is actually essential to us, what is valuable to us, is by being an editor. What does an editor have to do? An editor looks at the whole, they look at everything that you're giving them, and then they make it such that the only thing, the main thing that is shown, the main focus is the essence, such that every other thing is cut away and then it's just the essence we focus on. How can we do this? I have to, yes, and I'm going to bank on something I learned from one of my other assignments, lead and lag measures. So let's say lag measures are basically metrics that can be measured, but then they make what you're trying to do, they make you get better results for what you're trying to do. Lead measures are the metrics that we can measure which improve the lag measures. How? A lag measure would be customer satisfaction. Lead measures can then be how many free samples does the customer get, how many customers leave here feeling satisfied, how many customers, that is in a day, do we feel got satisfied when they came, how many customers left dissatisfied, how many customers we think were dissatisfied, things like this. These are the lead measures, or some of the lead measures we can use to improve customer satisfaction. By trying to get these numbers up, right, we will be able to improve customer satisfaction. It's one of the things you have to do as an editor. You focus on what needs to be done to get to where you're going, and then you cut out every other thing that does not get you where you're going. Well, this is going to be it for today. I hope this video was insightful for you. I hope you were blessed by what I got. Give me feedback and tell me what you think. Bye. Jesus.